that atheism basically underscores the need for the grace of enlightenment. If we don't have it and the human mind gets darkened, we can't really be demonic. As we can give the example of some of these men, okay, in the history of humanity.
Father, the people in Germany knew what Hitler was doing, and they were cheering him.
Many of them didn't know. Many didn't know. Some who subscribed to the party. Because you see, in the US here, you have never lived under a dictatorship. So many people don't know what dictatorships are. Okay? With a dictatorship, you may think that people are enabling the dictator, but if you say something, it's like everybody is spying on everybody. So they will kill you. So what some people do is just to, okay, you know, don't bother those men, okay, because you have no prospects of winning under those particular circumstances. If you begin a revolution from within, you'll just get rounded up and get killed. And so most of these people, even some who had a vague idea of what the Nazis were doing, really they were powerless. Until someone from without basically came to their rescue. Dictatorships are very, very bad. It's a bad form of, you know. Yes. So you may blame the people, but really the people are just trying to survive. Yes. But the bad thing about it is that the US, that enjoys a lot of democracy, supports a lot of dictators around the world. Calling them benevolent dictators. Dictatorship and benevolence don't mix. Okay? Those are simply terms to just ignore the evil people are doing. There's no benevolent dictator. Because you can't be. You can't be benevolent and be a dictator at the same time. Okay? Okay, so now graces of inspiration and strength are given to move the will to act in a manner that is pleasing to God, as we see in the following texts. As you know, oftentimes we know the right thing we have to do. We know the truth, we know what is good, but we don't have the strength to do it. Okay? I know I'm going to do wrong, but you know, I want to do it. So Psalm 119, direct my heart toward your decrees and away from unjust gain. Okay. Unjust gain, whatever is contrary to the way of God. Avert my eyes from what is worthless, by your way give me life. Okay. Eyes. Our eyes, just imagine, would we be greedy? Or would there be greed the way it is if we didn't see? If we were blind? So the eyes can lead us to do very good things. They can also lead us to do very bad things. That's why the spiritual masters all through the centuries have told us that we need to discipline the senses, but especially our eyes, especially men. Men's eyes are constantly so I don't know about women, but you know, men know, you know this, we need more effort, okay, to discipline our eyes, because they can lead us to a lot of evil, greed, coveting, whatever it is. Okay, so that's why the psalmist is saying, avert my eyes from worthless gain, okay, from whatever is worthless. Because eyes can just be always, you know, on the lookout for things, whatever. Discipline the senses is something very, very important. If we don't discipline the senses, if we don't discipline our eyes, it's very difficult to grow spiritually. Because the eyes are like the window to the soul. Okay, what we see is what filters into the soul. If we see and basically bring in good, we become good. If we see and we filter in evil, then that's what we become. Okay, so eyes are very, very, it's a good sense we have, okay, to be able to see, but at the same time, it can basically pose a lot of dangers if it's not well disciplined. In the same way, what about women? Do they have problems with eyes?
Sure.
Yes.
Shopping?
Yes. That's a long ride.
You know, one time, okay, they brought in an Oprah on CNN, okay, those interviews. I think maybe it was still when Larry King was on or somebody else. You know, she says she grew up poor, okay? But this was how she presented herself. You know, I went shopping, okay? Some people just love shopping. I went shopping, and I saw these, you know, 2 like handbags, okay? Maybe 3 handbags. And I liked, you know, the colors, and each one of them was very good. This is Oprah, okay? And so I said, which one should I take?
Took all 3.
I realized that I have the money, I can take all 3. And that's what I did. Because I have the money. So I can take all 3. I don't have to choose. If I want it, I take it. Because I can do it. Okay. So Romans 8:26. In the same way, the Spirit comes to the aid of our weakness. If we ask, and we must constantly ask. Okay? The Spirit comes to the aid of our weakness, and indeed He does, if we ask. Okay? For God is the one who, for His good purpose, works in you both to desire and to work. Okay? So we must constantly pray for that desire. Okay? Usually we call it the gift of hope. Okay? So here the graces of inspiration, okay, are basically assisting the virtue of hope, that sanctifying grace, the virtue of hope to grow. And so we said enlightenment, faith, okay, inspiration and the strength, the will, the hope. Okay. John 6:44. No one can come to me unless the Father who sent me draw him. Okay. So we need to pray for inspiration, that God may inspire us and strengthen us to do His will. So that is the grace of enlightenment and inspiration. We need them. Okay, we must pray for them. What time is it?
It's 8 o'clock.
Okay? Okay, let's take a break.
Oh.